opened in 2002. There's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Today it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Detroit Lions. On the visitor's sideline, Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell. His guys off to a strong 2-0 start to begin the 2026 campaign. On the other side, the head coach of the home team. And his guys also 2-0, so this is a good test for both teams here early in the season. Two weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yards with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
Open man, that's Felton. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 16 yards on the game's first play and a quick first down.
A gain of 16 yards. First down, Minnesota.
They'll run. This is Jordan Mason. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. After the loss, they'll come up second and 13. Here's McCarthy. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Here's 3rd and 9.
Gain of 4. And it's 3rd down.
To the air with McCarthy. Completes this to Addison out left. And he will have the Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
13 yards on the play. And the Vikings first down. 1st and 10 at the 48.
To the right goes Mason. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Vikings. Jordan Mason, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Vikings are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Set down to kick this one away, and off it goes. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback, a first-round pick back in April's draft.
And we're talking about a young man who's been the talk of the NFL here in September. Came in and looked right at home. His team's 2-0. He's playing well. What's the big thing for him now, though? Not to become complacent. I think the coaching staff has been working on exactly that.
Gain of 5. Brings up
2nd and 5.
At the 38-yard line.
Looking left side, and it's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. And you get the sense, as I'm sure they got the sense, they might have picked up a good one here, maybe a little diamond in the rough via trade.
Maybe just need a change in scenery, a new city, maybe different motivation, but they believe they've got a good one.
From the 21, here's 2nd down and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2. At the
Back to throw again. Allen has it, left side. And they'll get this down to the 10. A first catch for the man leading the NFL in receiving yards in this first month. And a first down to boot. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Throw left side, caught by Laporta. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. touchdown grab. And the Lions respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. The try here for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. And now out comes Minnesota. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
They'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28. We talk about this Lions defense. They've been pretty good against the pass. Not amazing, but good. Number 13 in the league.
And the easy thought process is that stopping the run is the least of their problems because they're facing the #1 passing team in the NFL. But if they don't stop the run as well, then that just opens up the passing game even more. They've got to do both.
And the Vikings first down. A gain of 9.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left.
First down.
Nothing at all on that one. It'll be second down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Now McCarthy. Blitz coming and down he goes. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sack.
3rd and
they brought the pressure there just right up the gut, didn't they?
Yeah, they certainly did. And, you know, when you've got so many different responsibilities as an offensive line, you got to deal with the nose tackle, the 2 defensive tackles or ends, and then sometimes you just can't account for everyone. The linebacker slipped free.
This one caught. It's the tight end Hockenson. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Looking to throw McCarthy. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Incomplete. It's 2nd down and 10.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. 9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile.
3rd and long.
Throwing is McCarthy. That's down the field for Jefferson. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
It's 4th down.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. And this is a beauty as that ball's going to angle out at the 6-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Looking for Allen. He's got him on the slant. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. This is Young on the carry. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down. 3 yards in the wrong direction.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And they're going to speed things up here. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Young. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
First down. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
7-7, our score after one. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. The Lions at 2-0 here to begin the season. They come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. That burst good for 20 and a first down. Right back to him on first down. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. You've given 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
Back to throw here. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Lions go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Looking to put a drive together. Starting the drive with Mason on the ground. And he'll get this just across the 25-yard line. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. So as they talk it over, we step aside. And Hockenson going to have the Vikings first down as he'll get this up to the 34-yard line.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Mason going to get it on first down. They'll get it across the 35. It'll be 2nd down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading.
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Flying in for that sack, Aiden Hutchinson.
Loss on the play, and it's 3rd down.
The Vikings on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Addison hauls it in. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann.
It's 4th down.
46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. It'll be a 41-yard punt, giving 5 on the return. And the Lions will take over. So here are the Lions to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Oh, the jet sweep to start the drive. Oh, that is well read defensively. A great job of setting the edge, and that little touch pass is going to turn into a loss.
It's a loss of 2.
The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll set up a throw, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the 1st. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. They'll try and throw for it here. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
They'll look to throw again. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he's taken down inside the 30. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Ready up.
Again, he'll drop to throw. He finds his target, Allen. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now. He'll drop to throw. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Lions have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-7. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Vikings ready to go again on offense. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
And the Vikings, 1st down.
Looking to throw. McCarthy. Open man, that's Felton. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
19 yards. That's another Vikings 1st down.
Here's McCarthy. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. Second and 10. To the air with McCarthy. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. Yeah, he'll go out right near the 35-yard line.
Gain of 10 yards.
Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
It's a gain of 10.
McCarthy going to throw again.
First down.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Second and 15. Under pressure, and they got to him again. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout, as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Middle of the field to Jefferson. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. The Lions offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead.
A 7-yard pickup brings up second and 3.
Second and 3.
1-yard line.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he goes out right around the 39.
First down. First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Throw left side, complete. That's Allen. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Now second and 5. Back to throw again. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And the offense moving quickly to the Lions. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Here's second and 3. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And St. Brown going to have the Lions first down as he'll get this down to the 35-yard line. Did he just clock that? Looked like he tried to stop the clock, but the clock wasn't even moving. Bates' kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So halftime straight ahead. Let's get you down to the Sunshine State and Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Our look around the league starts now with a matchup of contrasting styles. Okay, Brandon, thank you. The first couple of weeks of the regular season were wild, to say the least. What about week 3? Let's jump in. And it's Shedeur Sanders. He connects. It's a 16-yard touchdown.
The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They've reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
Yeah, they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
And he'll go out near midfield at the 39. That time they pick up a 24 yards on the keeper. First down. It looked like almost a miscommunication defensively because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback when you talk about miscommunication?
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Jonathan Allen, the former first-round pick, getting in there to bring him down. We've seen how this quarterback can beat you with his legs. Saw it earlier on this drive, as a matter of fact, but that time they had him covered.
They really gave him no place to escape because oftentimes they're able to find a crack, a sliver, anything that can get them upfield. On that occasion, nothing open at all, and they swarmed him.
And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. They'll wind up losing 11 on the play. And it'll be a second and long. Looking to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
A gain of 10 brings up third and 11.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On third down, he'll drop to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 24-yard line.
First down. First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Looking for Allen. He's got him on the slant. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that'll bring up a second down in just a couple.
Brings up second and 2 at the Vikings 17.
He'll look to throw. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Nice gain of 8 that time, and it's second and goal.
A gain of 8 brings up second.
One receiver left, that's Allen. Quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Second down.
Perfect example of the kind of attitude you have to play defensive back in the NFL. You want to be the only defender around, and you want them to challenge you. And on that play,
and that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there. His 10th touchdown of the season, second of the game. And the Lions take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Vikings 7.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Looking to put a drive together. Looking to throw McCarthy. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another first and 10. On play action, now McCarthy. Open man, he's got Jefferson across the formation. 15 more yards there, and quickly another first down.
15 yards. That's another Vikings first down. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Straight ahead, here's Mason. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Play 3 of the drive not as successful. They go backwards after those 2 first down gains.
At the Lions' 44-yard line.
Now McCarthy. Pass complete to Addison. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 25-yard line.
That's another Vikings first down. First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
McCarthy is set to throw it. This one brought in by Jefferson. That's good. A completion there for 7 yards. And it'll be second down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up second and 3. At the
Throwing is McCarthy. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
Intended for Jordan Mason. Incomplete. Brings up third down.
7th play in the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Back to throw. McCarthy under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line.
J.J. McCarthy sacked. A loss of 7 yards. And it's 4th down.
And his kick is good. And they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Lions offense and their wideout getting set to go once more. And he was pretty much unguardable in that first half. You see the numbers there as they try to add to him here in this 3rd quarter. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Back to throw here. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be...
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions are able to stretch out their lead. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll increase their lead to 28.
Vikings 10.
The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And they're going to get the football just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line. And a defensive-minded coach loves to turn up the heat, turns it up there, and pays off.
And back in the good old days, those defensive-minded coaches just talked about intimidating teams, using force, right, beating them to the punch. In this case, they're talking about creating turnovers. That's all they preach, all game long, all practice long, every meeting. Get the football. That's what they want.
Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. They'll drop the throw. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. From 4 yards out. And the Lions get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Vikings 10.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. And now out comes Minnesota. Well, right now, they're in a bit of a tough spot here, CD. You're trailing by double digits. Remember the last time out, they fumbled. They're going to have to play some clean football here on this possession.
And all the talk on their sideline has been about taking care of the football, making sure they're handling the ball correctly. So you know they'll be squeezing the rock pretty tight here. They just have to be careful not to go so hard at doing that they actually cause themselves other problems. Take care of the ball, but still try and play free and natural.
So 2nd and 10 now here in the third quarter from Detroit. They'll hand it to Mason. And he'll get about 3 up past the 25.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Third down from the gun, McCarthy. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And he won't quite make it. He needed 6, he got about 5. Fourth down. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Fielded at about the 28. 3 quarters in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out of this one. But the way this game is gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
The numbers there tell the story. That last completion going to move him up over 400 yards passing now for the game. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he'll go right back to Allen. That's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 more yards for him there. It's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
They'll look to throw again. Going back to Allen. He's got it again. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 35.
A play action fake. They'll look to throw. Throw left side, caught by Laporta. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Whipping one into Allen. That's complete. And the Lions are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Now back to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. A touchdown saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal. Charles, he's now over 400 yards passing in this one. It feels like he has a zillion completions. Just a very memorable effort from a guy that we thought could be in line for a big game, and he has exceeded our expectations.
That he has, and I'm not really surprised at all because when you look at this offensive unit, they are loaded across the board. And, of course, the guy throwing them, he's a big-time player himself. They brought it from start to to finish and really help get the better of the opposing secondary.
Well, up big here in the fourth quarter, up really big. That passing and completion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
He'll drop to throw. He'll try to do it himself, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Lions are closing in on a third straight victory to start the campaign. We've seen this already from him in this game. Second time he's into the end zone with a rushing touchdown.
So the head coach is going to have a meeting with the owner this week. You know why? He's got to let the owner know, I know you wrote the check for his arm, but we're going to make him a part of our running game too. This guy can do it all. Let's see where he takes us.
Looking to put a drive together.
Let's go.
Here's McCarthy. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's second down. Jefferson going to go in motion right. To the air with McCarthy. Now he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The Vikings send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
Fourth down.
We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. Detroit's offense ready to take over. We've paid this offense plenty of compliments already, but, I mean, they are deserving as they start another series. To be leading by this much with so much time left to play in the fourth, Charles, it's really been impressive to watch.
It has been, and you have to think to yourself, the preparation that went into this, but the absolute focus that they kept throughout in order to have this kind of a result. This is Super Bowl-esque, and they've got to feel awfully good about what they put out there today.
2nd and 5. This one complete to Yoshivas. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
A gain of 10 yards. And the Lions first down.
Back to throw now on first down. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Lions add 6 more to their point total, and they're on cruise control right now here in the fourth. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And he's going to be taken down. It's a sack, and they fail on the try for 2.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody don't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
What they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
And the Vikings first down.
Looking to throw. McCarthy. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
Second and 10 at the 40-yard line.
First carry for Kenneth Gainwell. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started.
7-yard line.
It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. Back back to throw. McCarthy. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Now on fourth down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
A short pass here taken in by Laporta.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10.
That's good for the Lions.
They're set up to throw. Allen has it left side. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here 1st and 10. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Will go down as a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
A short pass here taken in by Laporta.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
A gain of 9 yards. That's another Detroit Lions 1st down.
Gets it out wide quickly. Burks with it. 2 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be 2nd down.
A gain of 2.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
He finds his man complete. It's Young. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, Charles, kind of the future of this franchise on display right there. You had a rookie throwing it, a rookie catching it, and taking it into the end zone.
Can you imagine if we were in the owner's box right now, we could look at the front office and see the grins on their faces, to see the present making plays and knowing what the future will bring with these youngsters going out and making big-time moments happen for this team.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they're trying to hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
A loss of 6 yards. It's 3rd down.
Well, this was a blowout supported by both sides of the ball today, Charles. It would be easy to look at the offense and say, man, they were clicking, and they were, but don't forget about the effort by this defense as well.
Yeah, they weren't going to let up just because the lead was safe. They wanted to play as big a part in this game as their offense did in making this blowout. They needed to be noticed as well, and they played accordingly.
So for Detroit, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1.
And they'll try for a better outcome next week as they head to D.C. to take on the Washington Commanders.
So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.